Hello and welcome everybody to this HeflaTV presentation of the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is the Division 2 tiebreaker between USH Troitram and Infs. My name is Coucher and joining me will be Benchy.
Hey everyone again, as we are going to be with Infused versus USH Haram, as this is going to be, I think it was a tiebreaker. This is to see who makes it into that Division 2 for next season, while the next match after that is going to be about who somehow has to fight their way through the playoffs to try and just keep their position in Division 2, which, again, the JDL's a very competitive division, especially those two first leagues.
Indeed they are, and actually, to be honest, a lot of good teams are coming out of the Division 2 at the moment, battling for their position in Division 1 for the next season. So it's so fun for me to be able to cast as well as just see the new up-and-coming teams as well. And although those two teams are battling out to actually see who's gonna get the straight-out spot for Division 2, it's still nice to see them as well. Although not that happy about USH Troitram running free stand-ins for themselves. But, well, I guess stuff like that happens every now and then. But coming to the draft, Infused, they've actually started with a Tidehunter and a Rubik, whereas USH Troitram picked themselves up a Brewmaster and a Treant Protector. So, actually, what do you think of the drafts?
Well, the drafts from Infused are a little bit weird with that Tidehunter instantly being picked up. Generally, they pick up that Tidehunter as a response to something to be able to get that team fight. But they've just come in and said they want this team fight. No matter what you do, we're going to have that initial push. We're going to have that initial ability to group up as 5 and always win. Well, on the opposite side, you've got the Brewmaster. The Brewmaster, possibly one of the best mids in the game right now. His ultimate basically says, I win this team fight. Ironically, rather like Tidehunters. And also, here's a change to his mischance, means he's amazing in most 1v1 mid matchups. There's a few weird ones, but most of the common mids, you know, Brewmaster does beat. Now, of course, with Infused pickup, it is worth noting Infused has already beaten USH Troitram 3 times so far in this tournament. They beat them twice in the ordinary playoffs, and I think this is game number 2 out of best of 3. At least I remember it being 1-0 in favor of Infused the last time I checked.
Well, this should be just a best of 1 tiebreaker, so I'm not too sure. But already just winning them against them 2-0 previously, I guess it's definitely a bonus for them.
Yep, obviously Infused sadly been on a little bit of a slump recently, so to say. Especially in the UKC, not quite getting the results that they've been usually expecting. Although it is going to be worth noting, Infused are going to be found in the in a rather big tournament going on. The qualifiers going on tomorrow with the Gfinity. But for now, they're here in the joinDOTA League and slowly deciding what bans they're going to be throwing out.
Yeah, I mean, considering how fast the first bans as well as picks came out, the second set of bans definitely take a lot more consideration by both teams. It's actually USH Troitram. They take out a Tinker, and that's just a generally annoying hero to play up against, just TPing from lane to lane, march the machines, almost impossible to fight into that. And, well, do you actually think that Infused is gonna draft maybe some solid lockdown or some silences to deal with the Brewmaster? Or are they just gonna wing it and try to go for pickoffs more than just full-on team fights?
Well, there are a few heroes inside Infused lineup that they do like picking up. Heroes like a Storm, which they have an okay Storm player in the form of... can't remember exactly who plays the Storm when they pick it up. I think it's Tyrox or Richie. And of course, there are a few other heroes that they enjoy, although 2 of them have already been banned out on the USH Troitram side, with the Invoker and Mirana both heavily picked up by that Infused side. In the meantime, on the USH Troitram side, they've already got all the team fight that they really need at this point. They've got that Brewmaster, they've got the Treant Protector. A third, you know, big ultimate would be nice, but at the same time, their next pick is going to be more about filling out the gaps, so to say, getting those very strong supports, preferably with some stuns, as we are going to be seeing this first or third pickup coming out from Infused.
Yeah, actually, they are digging into the bonus time now with this as well, but they have plenty of it left, 1 minute 40 seconds. And so far, they're actually given nothing away about their draft at all. Yeah, Tidehunter probably going to be offlane okay, but Rubik's just overall good support, especially up against a Brewmaster. It's kind of easy in the early stages to steal that ultimate, but oh, they go for an Alchemist. So, is it going to be mid Alchemist or a support one?
Well, more than likely it is going to be a support one. It does go rather well with the amount of stun and teamfight potential Infused has, always being able to get off that unstable concoction. He obviously, with his night vision nerf and the unstable concoction nerf, making it a little bit harder to hit, Alchemist hasn't quite managed to get into the same popularity he used to be, when he was basically the best support in the game.
Yeah, I think Cloud9 is recently the only team to actually pick up the Alchemist, run it in the mid lane. Just be an unkillable force, more or less, with the Chemical Rage. But Ursa's Troytram, they actually went for a Wind Runner for themselves, a Wind Ranger. So I guess that's going to be the offlane with the Brewmaster playing mid lane as Infused. They picked themselves up a Lone Druid now as well.
I will say that I just came from watching Infused playing in another tournament, and that says they want to go push. They're using that Tide Hunter, they're using the Rubik and the Alchemist to get that team fight winning ability, then just using a Lone Druid to push down the towers, and it's very difficult to stop unless you've got a perfect line to do so. Now, Treant Protector is a very good pickup against this. Got that ultimate to be able to trap Infused in should they push in too far, as well as that Living Armor. They do pick up that scent, even more stuns coming out. Ursa's Storytime have just suddenly realized that they need to win this early.
Oh yeah, indeed. Indeed they do, and well... Actually, where did they run the Lone Druid in that case, if they just want to go for the heavy and pushing kind of style?
I'm not 100% quite sure. I think they ran him in the tri-lane or the off-lane. I can't remember, though, as I was only half paying attention, sadly.
Well, I mean, Lone Druid definitely is good for pushing in any case. And actually, I mean, that definitely kind of indicates that the Alchemist is probably going to be support as you predicted as well. It's just that... Is it going to be Lone Druid mid against the Brewmaster? I guess he should do reasonably well. Just get the farm up, doesn't care really about the Drunken Haze either too much. As well as actually maybe even be able to harass the Brewmaster in return a little bit.
Yeah, it is worth noting that this is one of the few matchups that I would say is against the Brewmaster. Generally, heroes that rely on getting close to do the damage, do pretty badly against him because of that Thunderclap. Just does so much slow, so much damage early on, and it's rather spammable with the low mana cost. But in this case, the Bear Spirit can just simply attack Brewmaster while Lone Druid just sits in the corner, and the guaranteed the Drunken Haze and the Drunken Baller chance just doesn't do anything against that much harassment coming out. As we are going to see the last bans coming in, the Shadow Demon, very solid ban right there considering they've got a Scent and the Wind Ranger. And we see the Sand King getting banned out on Ursa's Stroidham's side.
Well, the Sand King is a solid hero overall. I'm not too sure actually how well it would have fit Infused's lineup at the moment. But I guess there's a story time they just don't want to deal with it. Maybe they're afraid of the just blink epicenter coming out. Not actually too sure if they should be that afraid of it. I mean, Brewmaster, you need a lot of extra burst and as well as a lot of extra lockdown to actually kill him off before the primal split anyway. So
yeah, I would say I wouldn't be that fond of a Sand King being picked up right now, considering that they already have enough stun in form of Tide Hunter, Rubik, and Alchemist, and having another melee hero against a Brewmaster, Centaur, and a Treant Protector, it means that their positioning is going to have to be very, very perfect to be able to, not get caught and completely destroyed in terms of teamfights.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see a Sand King coming out. Well, I guess they could have gone for it, but whatever the case may be, they go for a Death Prophet instead. So that definitely indicates that Infused, they're in for the push.
Yeah, we do see the Death Prophet getting picked up, and we are probably going to be seeing that Tide Hunter on the off lane. You've got the Rubik, Alchemist, Lone Druid as actually a rather solid tri-lane right there. Got some kill potential with the Death Prophet going in the mid lane, and once again, one of those heroes that can harass a Brewmaster.
Yeah, just getting the Crypt Swarm going constantly. It's actually fairly spammable as well, especially once you start getting points into Witchcraft, getting the lower mana cost and the lower cooldown for it. So, lots of damage to be done there. But to introduce the lineups fast, I'll start with Ursa's Troytram up on the dire side with Dota's Talk, playing on the Vengeful Spirit, heading towards the offlane together with the stand-in ahead, Seek on the Windrunner, with Android P playing the Treant Protector, another stand-in, no one on the Brewmaster, as the last one for them will be Pasha on the Centaur.
In the meantime, the opposite side, coming in for the UK, and I would like to see them win, considering that Italy just knocked the UK out of the World Cup by losing. Yay. We do have Tyrox playing on the left prophet. He's going to be going mid. We have Cuck on the Alchemist, Alaya on the Rubik, Richie on the Lone Druid, and finally Tone on the Tidehunter.
Oh man, he's just carrying a massive wrecking ball behind him. He means business, man. Tidehunter, it would hurt so much to actually get hit by that ball. I mean, usually he carries a fish or something, so you get slapped by a fish here, so what? But if you get hit by a spiked metal ball, it's a whole different matter.
That would ruin your day, isn't? I'm not quite sure where he fished that up from, or even if it's standard competitive apparatus.
Can it actually be a mine? Like, mines look like that, sea mines. Or
Look,
kind of similar. It's...
Although, personally, if I was tired, I would not want to hit someone with a mine that close up.
Well, he's tanky, he has a Kraken shell, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he just shrugs that damage off.
Yeah, be a man, do the right thing.
Although I'd say the more cool thing is the fact he's basically got a shark on his head. He just went out, found a shark, and just slapped it on his forehead.
And to be honest, I mean, shouldn't he be a fish or merfolk or whatever himself? So he should be a little bit friendlier to fish, not carry them around and wear them as trophies.
I don't know. As in, I'm not even sure what he is. It's something. But either way, we do actually see that it's going to be a 1 versus 1 lane up here on the top, while it's going to be tri-lane versus tri-lane.
They get the shackle on bottom lane as well. Magic Missile was actually used at the same time as the shackle, so kind of uncoordinated. And Android P is going to go down. The unstable concoction came in from Cook and Elia. Gets the kill on the Rubik. Oh man. It was so close for Ash to actually get the first blood, but in the end they end up feeding one away in return. Oh, but the Magic Missile is there. The shackles, they connect as well. They might have enough damage indeed. They will with the right clicks. But another unstable concoction, max channel as well. Dota stock. He's definitely going to take a fall here. And make it a 2 for 1.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 for 1. This tri-lane versus tri-lane exploding in the start of the game. And realistically, we just saw Ursa Stroytown. They dived too far for that to kill. They kind of ran into tower range, got hit up, and then all it took was the Alchemist turning up, and that was an easy first blood and an easy second kill. And they're going to go for it again. Oh
man, the unstable concoction, but the wind run is enough to just get her out of range in due time. But actually, look at the mid lane for a second. Tyrox, of course, just goes for the bottle, goes for the Harrison. Actually, no one, he's going balls deep. The support is coming in. The Drunken Haze with the Drunken Blower. Will it be enough with the miss chance? No, it will not. Oh man, I have no idea what the Brewmaster was thinking there.
What I really want to ask, though, is I know what he was thinking, but that was some terrible coordination there coming out from Ursa Stroytam. There were 2 supports sat up here. Now, what he was trying to do was, you know, play too aggressive here, try and get Death Prophet to use his skills and get into a bad position, and the supports could just rain down and, you know, take him out. But the supports never moved. They just sat there while Brewmaster died. And it wasn't awesome.
That was definitely some misplays or miscommunication, like you said as well. I guess that's maybe something to do with them having stand-ins and just not being too motivated, maybe because they had to wait for 30 minutes for Infuse to show up as well, but I mean, still doesn't really make up for such a mistake. Because really, I mean, the supports, they either should have started rotating in earlier, or the Brewmaster just shouldn't have gone in, period. But now, Tyrox has a nice advantage, actually a whole level ahead of the Brewmaster at the moment as well. He's gonna hit his level 3 creep swarm in 1 creep. So the harass is just gonna keep on getting stronger.
As we do see that the Tident versus Centaur Warhammer Centaur Warrunner range is just, it's not very good for the Cent. The Tide, he's got his minus damage, he's got that Anchor Smash, and it just destroys 1v1 melee lanes. There's nothing you can really do against it, not without ganks, and, well, no one's trying right now.
Yeah, it's so hard to just try to harass the Tidehunter, especially the 3-end Protector. I mean, he hits pretty damn hard, but his high base damage is his downfall when he's up against the Anchor Smash, because the percentage reduction just is that much stronger if you have a high space damage anyway. But mid lane, Tyrox actually might go down. There's a double damage on no one. Will they get the leech? Never mind. Brewmaster, this time he was the one not started moving soon enough.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame right there, as we do see that the real issue, as we do see Sen actually, how the hell did Sen get a kill into Tide?
Some misplays by Tide, I guess. Didn't appreciate the full damage of a double edge. It is level 3 at the moment already as well, so it's 325 damage, and well, with the Hoofstomp before that, it's 4 100 plus magic damage coming out, plus a few right clicks maybe. So Tide, I guess he was just sitting around with half HP thinking he's completely safe, but little did he know that double H hurts.
Yeah, going to be a very nice kill there onto Tone. But really, I say the main issue with this game we're seeing right now is the supports on the Ursa Stroitam side, as they are going to get the stun off onto the Illusion, just showing that Illusion who's boss. But no, as we're just seeing these supports, they kind of realized this tri lane, they lost the tri lane, they went a 2-for-1, they gave up first blood, they can't keep the tri lane going. That's a good idea. The issue is that ever since then, the supports have kind of been roaming around, trying to pick up those ganks, but apart from the Avenger, they just don't really have that lineup. Not without the smokes.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard. I mean, Vengeful Spirit needs to get quite close for the Magic Missile to actually land as well. But finally there, as a tri-lane, once again on the bottom lane, Windrunner is level 4 as well. Has the level 2 power shot, so reasonably good burst damage coming out if they just get the Magic Missile stun before. And they are definitely on the hunt. Faceboots finished on Arseek as well. And oh, they used the Stampede. They definitely want to kill the Rubik. They should be able to do it quite easily. Power shot to follow. As Dota Stock gets the kill, the Shackles onto the Spirit Bear as well. They will get the 300 gold. But Android P gets stunned up by the Unstable Concoction, and Richie resummons the bear, the living armor. Oh, it's still enough. Richie is gonna fall down in return. His spear is on cooldown as well. The entire tri-lane just got wiped, and they lost the bear once. He resummoned it, he died, so even if he comes back, no bear for another 140 seconds.
That's actually a very huge play there coming out from Ursa Stroitam. Just they caught Infused napping. They got that first initial kill, and Infused thought they could turn it around, but there's just not quite enough damage to take down that living armor on the Treant Protector. And the fact that they went for the Treant Protector first, rather than maybe the easier targets of a Vengeful Spirit, it just meant that all that damage went to waste as soon as he just walked away.
Yeah, and well, I mean, Richie himself maybe should have microed his hero a little bit better. Just should have stayed farther back and let the Spirit Bear do his work, although the Spirit Bear, it's just now gets 3 points into it, so there wasn't entangling claws, and actually before that point, Lone Druid isn't that scary, but oh, the Shackles connect with the range grip, beautifully done, but a nice Rubik telekinesis to stop the Magic Missile from coming out immediately, and now Cook, coming in from inside the Dota Stock, he got the kill anyway, Acid Spray, Unstable Concoction, actually lands on 2 heroes as well. They got the slow on the Rubik, but that stun from Alchemist was able to keep them alive still. Lone Druid went down, and that's the important kill.
Yeah, because right now we're just seeing that Lone Druid, he's not getting the items to start that pushing that he really needs. As I'm not quite sure what he's got. Does it show you the bear if you have a look? I guess it doesn't. As well, going to have to wait for that bear to get summoned to see exactly what he has, but at this point it's not a lot after those 2 kills he's been taken out of.
Oh, would they get the telekinesis onto Android P? Cook, stunning his stun as well, actually. He's gonna get it right on top of him. It's level 2, but will it be enough? Tone, he's there, but Ravage is already on cooldown. And he doesn't even use the Gush, they just completely gave up on it.
I do feel that was the right decision, considering that there was TCP support coming on this tier 1 tower, and it would have been a very difficult kill to give up without giving up something yourself. As we are going to see Tyres start to rotate around. He is level 6, has used that ultimate already once, but we're kind of hitting that interesting stage now where we're going to see the ultimates coming out on all the players. Death Prophet, Brewmaster, the Treant Protector, and the Tide Hunter, all going to be starting getting their interesting ultimates, and this game is still, you know, rather close at the moment.
Yeah, it definitely is, and actually I think Ursa Stroitam, they're doing a little bit better than I maybe would have expected them to, especially with the start of the tri-lane that they had. And of course Brewmaster dying in the mid lane against the Death Prophet solo as well, but he's actually only 500 gold away from his Blink Dagger already. So if he doesn't die and doesn't get harassed out of the lane or something, he's probably going to get it by the 10-minute mark or so, and that's actually pretty nice timing for a Brewmaster to get his Blink.
Yeah, it could be faster if he hadn't got that, hadn't been killed, but at the same time, a blink is a blink. As long as you get it, you know, within that first 15 minutes, it will always have a huge impact when you're using it.
Yeah, it definitely will, and actually there is a smoke coming out now by both the Vengeful as well as the Treant, and actually Dota Stock, he's level 6 as well, so he has the swap at his disposal, just setting up those easier kills for them. And he actually already has a Ring of Aquila and the Face Boots, so the Vengeful actually has a pretty nice amount of farm. Then again, he has 4 kills to his name as well.
As in, he is, you know, doing some rather nice work here in this ganks. The initial tri-lane didn't work, and I did mention right before they started turning it around that, you know, they lost that tri-lane initially, and they needed to get those ganks off, and Well, that's exactly what they did.
He did it decent. Actually, Tyrox, he's going for a mech for their team. Just needs the recipe for it. Already has the buckler and the headdress. And I think it's a really nice choice as well by the Death Prophet. Yeah, sure, he's actually pretty mana intensive to begin with, just trying to spam out the creeps form all the time. But just having a mech, especially if you want to go for a kind of pushing style of lineup, that also frees up the Tidehunter to go for the straight up blink to get the initiation for their team.
As we do see that both these two teams are kind of starting to set up on this middle lane. We have lots of big ultimates ready and waiting. And we do also see some very defensive wards coming out, just trying to keep control of this bottom tri-lane that kind of went a little bit out of control at the beginning.
Oh, the Tidehunter, the Shackle, it doesn't connect, but Arseek is still going to chase him down. The power shot hits as well. The last right click will be enough to bring him down. Dota Stock actually steals the kill, kind of, or secures the kill rather, with the Wave of Terror.
It's always securing the kill, never stealing.
Yeah, man. I always want to say steal, but I always correct myself as well. I wish at some point... Oh, actually mid lane, the blink comes off from the Brewmaster, he gets silenced, but Tyrox already slowed down. Dota Stock makes his rotations as well, even the Stampede came out and power shot to just finish it all up. And now with this actually, Pasha also has his blink dagger. Actually, he's sitting on 55 and 12 compared to Tidehunter's 24 and 2. And the Tidehunter's rotating to the bottom early on. It hasn't paid off at all. And there's just, I think, giving too much space to Ursa's Troy Tram at the moment because they have the double blink dagger up. As there's finally the first hand of Midas coming out from Richie for the Lone Druid. Actually has double boots of speed as well, so I guess his farm is decent. But this Lone Druid isn't going to be a threat for quite a while still.
I would agree with that, as we do see right now, with those blink daggers, at this point in Fuse, they can't take a team fight. That was their entire strategy early on, getting that early push off, taking down those towers, but at this point they can't group up. Because of the amount of initiation power we're seeing, not just with those blink daggers, but also with the Vengeful Spirit and the Scent, they just can't, you know, hope to get a good matchup. As we see Scent is going to pick up a kill there, another one to Alchemist. Luckily only support going down, but still, you know, a kill is a kill.
Yeah, and I think we might see an engagement mid lane as well. There is the Ravage on Tone, but no one. He can easily just blink in, Thunderclap, and pop his Primal Split. Although, unless Tyrox gets a really nice silence, but he's going in. There's the Thunderclap Primal Split as well before the silence. Android P, is he actually level 6? No, he's not, but the lead sheet will be enough to slow down Tone. The power shot is on target, and, well, that's one kill, and in the meantime, Tyrox is up in the air. He's gonna get stunned up. Actually, the silence is there. A nice swap by Dota Stock together with the Boulder Toss. Oh, the Unstable Concoction onto free, but Tyrox, he's gonna fall in the end anyway as Brewmaster gets the kill. The Shackles, it connects on Elia. Can they follow up? No, they will not take that chance as Windrunner was dropping so damn low anyway. But still, 2 cores for not a single thing in return, and they keep their tower alive, which is gonna get healed back up.
And we're just seeing right now that the fact that they didn't respond to the ganking by the supports, didn't really do anything themselves. We kind of saw a little bit too late the tide start moving around that. At that point, things are starting to get a little bit out of control, and Ursa's Troy Town, they do have the ability to just spiral. And in Fuse, they don't have that hard carry. Yeah, they've kind of got Lone Druid, but unless you get to like the 60-70 minute mark.
Oh, they're going in the Stampede. It just got telekinesed out of it. The Unstable Concoction to follow. There's the Ravage as well, onto 2, but he's so damn tanky, the Centaur. What a pause. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that pause is.
Oh, there's a disconnect on the Death Prophet, apparently. But it's gonna be a 3-man hoof stomp, and with this, he actually should be able to run his way out. At least by enough time maybe to get the blink dagger off, although then again the right clicks from Elia are following him.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit interesting right there, as we just see that. Well, it would be interesting to see what happens. The stomp is going to be coming in, taking out all these 3 players, and Cuck will probably go down. After that, Tyrox might be able to pick up a kill on the Scent. It's going to be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. Just such an unfortunate timing, I guess, overall. But, well, that's what happens every now and then. I mean, you can't really delay the pause anyway, because then you're just gonna lose the fight straight out, probably. But
yeah.
Once we're paused, actually, what do you think of the Windrunner, Windranger, whatever you want to call it, going for a Hand of Midas?
Wait, what? I've seen it before, as in Windranger, or Windrunner, or I Don't Like Change. She did used to be played as a carry, because of her ultimate, does a whole bunch of damage when you focus fire someone, and she does have skills that do kind of scale a little bit. Having said that, I guess, considering the fact that the rest of Destroy Time doesn't really have that carry potential outside of Venge, it does make sense to be able to basically take the carry where they can get it. Because the Wind Ranger was picked up for the early game, but there is a possibility that they have to go to that late game, and just hedging your bets, it does make sense.
Yeah, I think the Midas definitely isn't bad, but oh, the game gets unpaused. The hoof stomp will come out from the center onto 3 heroes. The double edge Cook is already down as we get another pause. This time from the other team. I guess everybody wasn't ready, maybe.
What? I'm not sure what's going on, but Alchemist just got blown up. But now it's going to be interesting to see whether the Sent can get out there alive, as we've got pause wars.
I really don't think so. The Magic Missile is already on cooldown as well, and Tyrox, once the Hoof Stomp duration actually ends, he's just gonna Crypt Swarm the center down. Unless he makes the juke of his life, he activates the Magic Stick as well. There's the swap, Nan comes in with his own Thunderclap, and Tyrox gets blown by the power shot. The Shackles will connect, but Kraken Shield out immediately. But Double Edge will be there to just help out with the kill, and well, make it another one, as it's 15-4 now for the side of Ursa's Troytram. And well, at least they have a pause, but looking at the graph suddenly, it's 5,500 in the favor of Ursa's Troytram for gold, and XP, it's almost 10,000 already. And now mid lane Richie in some trouble, activates his Druid form now, and well, no Primal Split. I don't think None has it in him to actually take the kill, gets Entangling Claws up as well. But that fight, it was an epic disaster for Infused.
Yeah, as we do see, it was that stun that really set things up. Just taking all three of those players out, immediately removing Alchemist from the fight, and it was a shame that Death Prophet wasn't able to get that Crypt Swarm. The juking just helping in the end, but even then it would have been a 1 for 3. The team support was just on point, the rotations coming in as fast as they could.
Indeed.
That's going to be, well, 4 to 15 right now. This is looking terrible if you're a UK fan.
There's another Hoof Stomp Double H, the power shot to follow, one more right click activates the Chemical Rage, but it doesn't really kick in with that health regeneration. And now Richie, can he actually do anything at all? The Stampede comes out, actually never mind, it was just a wind run. But this is looking disastrous.
I do agree. It's going in once again. This Scent is just going absolutely ham right now. As once again, Brewmaster also picks up a kill there on the middle lane. Didn't even use his ultimate to get it. And they want another one to Tide. They've got the possibility to take it out with the ultimate. While in the meanwhile, in the top lane, well, Saint goes in once again, gets a triple kill. Just going in one at a time. Waiting for that Blink Dagger cooldown to come off, go off. The middle lane also dies. And this is quickly turning into a disaster.
Yeah, actually they might go for Cook as well. They get the stun. The Magic Missile already used a nice unstable concoction, but he's probably gonna go down anyway. No, yes, he is. Dota stock. His right click just does too much damage. They stun up Elia, now Rubik. He might be the second one to fall. No one. He doesn't have enough mana for the Thunderclap, but the right clicks are gonna be enough. And actually the Vengeful hurts quite a lot already with the phase. And she has 2.1k in the bank. She's looking at the net worth. He actually surpasses the Midas Windrunner. Wow.
Well, look at the gold. Look at that graph. 10k gold, 17k experience, and that is just sad pandas.
Man, I waited 30 minutes for this! Oh well, I mean, really well played by Ursa's Troytram, to be honest. I mean, the DC from the Death Prophet was a little bit unfortunate. There's no way he would have ran in that deep against a just 3-man hoof stomp otherwise, but she's happened.
Yeah, but even then, without that team fight, we just saw that Ursa's Troytram, they knew how to deal with the What Infused, their great start they had. The issue that we saw there was that for all the strengths that the Dai team had in terms of pushing and team fight, they didn't really have a huge amount of map presence and gank ability, where practically everyone on Ursa's Troytram could in some way gank. We kind of saw Tidehunter attempt to bring things back, but even then, all that did was mean that he hung around and let Sense form a fast Blink Dagger. And once he got that, everything just went wrong.
Yeah, they definitely gave too much space, I have to agree with you there, but I guess Infused, they're going into the, what was it, the playoffs, just to see if they can stay in Division 2 or?
No, actually, I think they just dropped down, sadly, into Division 3. There's no playoffs between 2 and 3.
Oh man, that sucks, but that is life for you. It's a sad life if you're a UK fan though, but Whatever the case may be, thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to follow this channel, as well as HeflaTV and HeflaMoke on Twitch, and our social media, Facebook and Twitter.com/HeflaTV. And of course, big thanks to Benji for casting with me.
Yep, as in first the World Cup and now this. It's just not going well for being British.
Yeah, but actually, where can people find you?
Well, I can be found at Benji on both Twitch TV and Twitter. Although I'm mostly found here on HeflaTV 1 and 2. Obviously not 3 and 4 because they're for the Germans. And I don't speak German.
Them Germans. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us for the day. Just a few songs to finish up the stream as I start uploading the VODs and whatnot. But once again, gratitude guys for tuning in and have a good one.